I'm going through a lot, and some days I just be like, everybody go through this in their career and their life.
Y'all, the industry is watching in shock right now because Young Miami just took Tyla to court over what could become one of 2025's biggest copyright wars. And this isn't just online gossip because it is on that wax and paper. According to filings shared by insiders close to Caresha Brownlee's legal team, Miami is suing Miss Tyla for $20 million, claiming that Tyla's new single Chanel copies protected elements from Miami's unreleased Take Me to Chanel. Everything started with one tweet. On October 16th, Young Miami hit X and posted, "Take Me to Chanel is greater than Put Me in Chanel." At first it looked like a promo, but minutes later she dropped a series of cryptic posts accusing a certain girl of stealing her record. "This girl really ran off with my song and I don't know how to feel about it. Mind you, I played this song for this girl." Y'all, that tweet alone blew up social media and pulled every blog into it. TMZ confirmed later that day that the unnamed girl was Miss Tyla, the Grammy-winning South African pop star who just teased a single titled "Say You Love Me, Then Put Me in Chanel."
Sense that you gotta put in Chanel. Put in Chanel. I say love me and put me in Chanel.
But what made this whole thing explode wasn't just Miami's accusation, it was the timing, the lyrics, and the proof that Young Miami's allegedly got. So for months, Miami's been teasing her solo debut back in February 2025 when she told fans on X that "Take Me to Chanel" would be the bad beat anthem of 2025. In August later that year, she tweeted it again. "Take Me to Chanel is a hit. Everybody trying to take my song from me. No, no, no." So when Tyla previewed Chanel on TikTok and Instagram Reels singing "Say You Love Me, Then Put Me in Chanel," fans instantly drew parallels. Young Miami says she privately shared her demo months ago while the two were both in Los Angeles for BET Awards Weekend 2024. She claimed she played the unfinished track for Tyla during a casual studio session organized by a mutual producer whose name she hasn't revealed publicly yet. And according to disclosed inside sources, Miami's lawyers are allegedly using that meeting as the foundation of their suit. They allege Tyla heard the hook and later recreated it with her minor melodic shifts, a common move in pop, the one that crosses the line if it's tied to an unreleased copyrighted composition. Fans, though, yeah, they were split. Some said Miami was reaching, so one user on X wrote, "Young Miami's song is so garbage. Tyla did her a favor by putting her song out first, and the songs are completely different." Another person fired back, "We're still waiting for that proof that she supposedly played her song for Tyla. There's no sign of any interaction between Tyla and Young Miami, and why would she even play her song for Tyla? If you'd said Gorilla, JT, Doechii, Cardi B, or Doja Cat, sure, but Young Miami? Where'd she even pop up from?" Which is kind of true, because didn't Young Miami say that she had retired from rapping? But the legal docs tell a deeper story. Allegedly filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, the complaint lists copyright infringement, unjust enrichment, and emotional distress. Miami's team urges her composition predates Tyla's release by over 7 months, supported by metadata from studio files stored in Pro Tools Cloud and dated March 4th, 2025. An attached affidavit allegedly includes snippets of the demo "Take Me to Chanel, buy me what I like, put me in Chanel when you say I'm your type. Take me to Chanel, buy me what I like, put me in Chanel when you say I'm your type." That's strikingly similar to Tyla's chorus heard in the teaser. "Say you love me, then put me in Chanel, you know what I like." Musicologists hired by Miami's attorney allegedly claim both songs share a 68% lyrical overlap, an identical cadence pattern in the hook, enough, they argue, to warrant a trial. And they also allegedly said the beat structure shows a nearly identical BPM and key signature, a signature that matches a South African producer Tyla often works with. The lawsuit allegedly seeks $20 million in damages, claiming that Tyla's label gained a commercial benefit through early streaming projections and brand partnerships partnerships with Chanel, partnerships that might have gone to Miami if her single had dropped first. Well, Tyla's camp, on the other hand, issued no formal statement. Sources speaking to our insiders allegedly say that Tyla views this case as frivolous and opportunistic. Behind the scenes, a cease and desist letter had allegedly been sent to Miami days before the lawsuit went public, warning her to stop defamatory innuendo and unverified claims of theft. But within hours, blogs turned the legal filing into a viral debate. TMZ, Complex, Hot New Hip Hop, and Hollywood Unlocked all covered it under headlines like "City Crawl Goes Legal on Tyla" and "The Battle of the Chanels." Commentators point out that this isn't Miami's first public conflict. She clashed before with her City Girls partner JT, accusing her of sneak dissing. A few later denied, but still memorable.
Shit ain't all good and it's not all bad. Like, we don't talk every day, but it's no beef on my end. I still look at her as family, but it's not like we on the phone, we chatting every day, or we checking in like, hey, she posting my shit, I'm posting her shit.
So critics argue that she might be using the lawsuit for publicity ahead of her solo rollout. But legal analysts disagree, low-key arguing that if Young Miami has documented studio sessions and digital timestamps proving her creation before Tyla's, it constitutes prima facie evidence of ownership. And that makes this a very serious case, not a little PR stunt. Meanwhile, Tyla stayed calm and cute. She avoided direct replies and instead doubled down on promoting her single. In the solo Instagram caption, she wrote, "Chanel, 10/24, next Friday, October 24th. Well, fans interpreted it as a classy clapback, turning silence into strategy, and then the strategy might work, and the track might chart on Spotify's new music global playlist within hours upon its scheduled release. But now that allegedly this lawsuit is filed, Tyla's label faces real decisions: settle, delay the release, or fight it out in court. Well, the lawsuit has shaken both sides of the Atlantic in South Africa, and fans are allegedly describing it as a wake-up call for rising artists to collaborate with U.S. stars. But intellectuality property crosses borders, jurisdiction gets messy, and that's exactly why Tyla's lawyers plan to argue. Legal sources allege that they'll challenge the California venue, claiming the alleged session occurred in a private Airbnb with no formal contract and there's no binding NDA. So if the judge agrees, the case should be dismissed or moved to an international copyright tribunal, a process that takes years. And this is where things get real interesting, because Miami's team is allegedly pushing for discovery access to Tyla's studio project files, basically asking for raw session stems and metadata. If granted, it could reveal who actually composed the song first, and if denied, Miami's case relies entirely on her own Pro Tools files and text threads as proof of exchange. And these cases usually boil down to access and substantial similarity. And if Tyla had access to Miami's demo and the songs sound alike, a jury could side with Young Miami. But still, some analysts believe that $20 million figure is strategic, a negotiation anchor. High claims often lead to settlements around 5 to 10% of this ask. So Miami could walk away with at least $1 to $2 million in joint credits if Tyla's label chooses peace over court. Now, from a business standpoint, Miami has more to gain. A verified lawsuit elevates her credibility as a solo artist beyond the city girls and positions her as a serious artist fighting her for her craft. In contrast, Tyla's team worries that litigation could stall her brand partnerships with Pandora and Coca-Cola, especially if court papers mention commercial exploitation of stolen work. But behind closed doors, industry execs are a little bit nervous. The case allegedly sets precedent for how unfinished music gets shared in sessions. Nobody's gonna play demos for anybody after this. But as of today, Tyla's song Chanel is still slated for October 24th release under Epic Records, while Miami's team has allegedly been filing for a temporary restraining order to halt promotion until the ownership is decided. But courts insiders expect a hearing within weeks. If the judge grants TRO, Tyla's release could be blocked in the US, even if it streams elsewhere globally. But Young Miami's latest tweets read, "Don't matter, it's my mother effing song." Well, meanwhile, Tyla continues posting clips and rehearsal footage like nothing's going on, a move fans call the ultimate power play. The public opinion battle remains split. Team Miami believes artists must protect their work no matter how big the opponent. Team Tyla says inspiration isn't theft, and Miami's using litigation as marketing. But either way, this trial will change how collaborations between US and international artists, especially when the music travels faster than the paperwork. But experts expect months of negotiations, and most copyright cases like this end before the trial through private settlements or joint credits. And if Tyla concedes partial influence but denies intentional theft, she might offer co-writing rights and a percentage of royalties. If she fights and loses, the verdict could cost her millions and pause her Grammy momentum. But as for Young Miami, Miss Steady Grow, her next move could be her best move and could define her career. If she wins, she emerges as a symbol for artists standing up to major labels and global acts. But if she loses, critics will frame it as a failed publicity stunt. Either way, the stakes are high and both artists know the world is watching. So it could be act up, you could get smacked up, or it could roll off of Tyla's back like water. Drop your thoughts in the comments below if you're Team Tyla or if you're Team Caresha, please. And I'll check out in the next one.